Dear friends, it is very sad news. Activist, scholar, cartoonist, filmmaker K P Sasi passed away yesterday. 25th of December is a Christmas day, and along with my friends I was in press club in New Delhi. Around 5 o'clock I saw the message on the Facebook wall of Bhim Matthew, the editor of Countercurrent news portal. He wrote that K P Sasi is no more. It was a shocking piece of news for me. I could not believe it that K P Sasi has left us. Why K P Sasi is important and why he was so close to me and the kind of politics which I dream of, which I cherish. K P Sasi was also very much an advocate, a champion, a fighter of that politics. First time I came to know K P Sasi in a public meeting in JNU. I think it was in 2013, same winter. He was here to speak in his documentary film Fabricated. I remember it very vividly. The meeting was held in Mahi Mandvi hostel. I went there. I saw it. And I was really impressed by his personality and his brave politics. We know it very well who was Madani, the man who has been in jail in several terror cases, and even the progressive forces in Kerala were reluctant, unwilling to speak for the democratic rights, human rights of Madani. This man K P Sasi made a documentary, and if I remember it correctly, he has also highlighted that how the internal domestic Muslim politics is also responsible for the injustice meted out to Madani. He spoke following the screening, and when the meeting was over, I went to him, K P Sasi, and I said that my name is Abhay and I am a student of JNU. I am interested in conducting an interview with you, and I am not associated with any big media organization, but I will try to send it to some news portal and I hope they will be willing to publish it. He said okay, he agreed, and tomorrow, along with myself, two of my friends, Muhammad Isa, who was doing Arabic studies, he was studying Arabic language in JNU, he was my roommate in Sabarmati hostel. along with my Jamia friend Badri Alam, we went to India Social Institute in New Delhi. We conducted the interview and we went out to eat something outside the institute near the Sai Mandir, where I clicked his picture. That picture is still with me. I had a lot of questions. So the interview was conducted for 2 days. First at Institute, Indian Social Institute, Lodhi Road, New Delhi. And next day, we met in one South Indian restaurant in Green Park. And I must tell you, we were eating masala dosa. And I didn't have much money. And I was looking into my friend's eyes that will he be able to pay? And so was the conditions of K P Sasi also. Finally, we had our food. We were able to pay the amount. And it was a very wonderful discussion with him. And my journey is also having the same experience which K P Sasi already had. And this is where I got connected with him. We all started, K P Sasi also, myself also, we all started our journey with left organization. We still are leftist. We still believe in ideology of Marx. But when I spent some time with the left organization, I believed and I felt, I came to this belief, this conclusion, that the thought, the statement and the action of the left parties are not the same. They speak in favor of Marx, they speak for equality, but when it comes to democratizing the power structure within the party or giving proper representations to minorities, Dalits, OBCs, Muslims, Christians, or celebrating the culture, the identity of the marginalized group, critiquing majoritarian state, critiquing the inequality inherent in Hindu social order, I found that they were hesitant. I am not saying that they are right wing. I am not saying that they have their vested interest in protecting the ruling classes. I am not saying. It may be true to some extent. It may vary from one party to another party. There are hundreds of left organizations in this country. But I found that somehow they were hesitant to take up these questions. One reason may be that they did not want to become unpopular. Maybe that Hindutva discourse, soft Hindutva, hard Hindutva are so powerful that they do not want to become unpopular. And second is that they were very much involved in winning elections. They were very much busy in doing some kind of electoral engineering. So winning election to them was also very important. So these were the constraints that they were not able to speak up for the rights of the most marginalized. But K P Sasi was very different, I found. He was very interesting, he was very radical. And I conducted the interview along with my friends Muhammad Isa and Badri Alam. This interview, you can find it on Kafila news portal. Kafila, if you just write K P Sasi interview Kafila, it is there. I will also try to share it share the link of this interview with this video post. So in that interview, he clearly spoke in favor of the marginalized community. And you know what was the heading of that interview? That in that interview, that Indian Mujahideen, which was in UPA time, it was very much in news that there is a Muslim organization called Indian Mujahideen, which is a threat to Indian security, and a large number of Muslims were being arrested, they were being jailed, there were a lot of cases against them related to terror. And you remember it that in those days a lot of news stories were being written by big journalists in reputed national news dailies, and an atmosphere of terror was created in the minds of the middle classes in the name of Indian Mujahideen. Here is Indian Mujahideen, the group which is very threatening. It is a threat to Indian democracy, Indian state, Hindu society. That kind of image was being created. And it was also being argued in some newspapers explicitly, openly, not openly, that Indian Muslims and youth are being radicalized. So he was the man who said that the Indian Mujahideen was the creation of intelligence agencies that will legitimize arresting of the Muslim youth, that will legitimize attacks on the human rights of Indian Muslims minorities. So he said it very clearly. That interview is there. He also criticized the left organizations, their weakness. Criticizing left organization does not mean that K P Sasi was an advocate of Hindu right. No. He was more critical than any other, the so-called leftist forces. In his life, I have never seen that he carried any symbols of superstition, religious dogma. He was opposed to caste-based inequality. He was a great champion of human rights, a great champion of minority rights, the rights of the Christian, the democratic rights of the Muslims, the Dalits, and also a great champion of women rights also. He spoke always for gender equality. So this man, I found that he was full of energy, without eating much. When I was having discussion, he said that for last 2 days I was not able to sleep. I did not have proper food. So we went outside the Indian Social Institute near the Sai Mandir in Lodhi Road, New Delhi, and he had some food, street food. So I found him very, very energetic. He used to send mail one after another. He used to write. And he came from such a big family. His father was a towering left leader, but he was marginalized by official party, the left party. This is also irony. He led a life of a, what should I say, a fakir. He did not get anything in his life. And he was genius. He is genius. He is revolutionary, cartoonist, activist, filmmaker, thinker. And he was very much creative and original thinker, very brave. Second time when I met him, when he was in Delhi again, and we invited him to speak on the issue of human rights violation by Sri Lankan government when Tamil Sri Lankans were being attacked. He came in JNU, he spoke, and he was very brave. He spoke against atrocities of the state. And human rights was very much close to his heart. I remember it, that Bablu was a human rights activist from Manipur who has been waging struggles against Arms Special Power Acts. He asked me to interview Bablu. Bablu came to JNU. I interviewed him. He edited the copy and he said, "Boss, well done." It was printed in Countercurrent. So you could also read Bablu's interview, APSPA, a Special Power Act, and how human rights are being violated in northeastern state. So he was also very instrumental. He used to say, "Right, right, right, right." Again he came to JNU to show documentary film related to Kandhamal. I think in 2019 I again met him, and he was showing that how Dalits, Christians, Adivasis are being attacked by Hindutva regime, and it is all planned. So he used to express himself through all mediums, through cartoon, through pictures, through visual art, through meeting, discussion, writing, meeting, and his life was very simple. He used to eat anywhere. He used to eat whatever is offered to him. He had a very few pairs of the clothes. And whenever you meet him, he will give you very original, important thought. I really miss him. Last time I did an interview with him on my YouTube channel. I think it was 2020. That interview is also there. I will also share the link with that interview. I don't know who will carry forward his mission, but this man who never felt alone, although he was betrayed, he was left alone by many progressive forces, but he looked beyond his immediate identity. He was a true representative of this country. Everything which is positive, everything which is progressive, he was epitome of that. And whole through his life, caste-based, unequal society has given him nothing. He was marginalized, but his strength was his activism, tribal rights activism, Adivasi rights activism, Dalit rights activism, spreading the egalitarian ideas of Ambedkar and other Dalit Bahujan thinkers. That was his concern. He was leftist to the core, and he was also a great believer in democratization of knowledge, and he used to say that translate languages, articles, important articles. Abhay, you know Urdu, translate it into Urdu, Hindi, and he was a keen supporter of an establishment of a team where people from different languages can come together and translate one article into several languages. And you know why good histories are written by secular historians, but communal histories are being taken up by, accepted by a large number of people, because secular historians, they are not willing to speak in the language of the people. And speaking in the language of people does not mean that you only speak Hindi. You have to speak Tamil also. You have to speak Bangla also, Malayalam also, Manipuri also, Urdu also, and so many other languages. languages of the Adivasi also. So he was also for democratization of language. He's not among us. I feel very sad. But I must say that although he died at 64, but his life was much more successful, fruitful than many of us. I must say that he has left his legacy. K P Sasi, we will all miss you. But your ideas, your thoughts, your work, your words will always be with you. Lal Salam, comrade.